Claire.
It's Brittany, and this is Chronicles of
B&B.
So, Claire, what will we be talking about today?
Today we are talking about friends and hoes. Yes, hoes. Yes. So we're supposed to be friends.
Okay, so we're talking about friends that we were once, cool with, and they became hoes, or they were hoes while you were friends.
So, I think they was hoes while we were friends, but I didn't know that they was hoes.
Oh, so you found out like afterwards that they were hoes?
Yes.
Oh, well, sometimes that happens. So, what is a friend?
So, a friend is somebody that I feel like I can trust, I can confide in. I feel like loyalty is a really big deal for me with friendship. Like, even to the extent that I'm petty. So, like, if I don't like somebody, you can't like them either. I don't care.
So they gotta stay loyal and honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm truthful with you, I feel like I said, somebody that you can confide in. So if I'm sharing things with you, I expect it to stay with you because I'm sharing it with you.
And not hear it from somebody else.
Yeah. The minute I hear it from somebody else, we're not friends.
So like a friend is also like a partner. And not even just in crime, but like a partner, somebody you call and be like, oh my gosh, this just happened. And they'll just like act first and then ask questions later. Because to me, that's definitely a friend.
I think that's the crime part. Like, I get into a lot of things.
I mean, we've had our time.
Ventures.
Yeah, pretty much. But So a friend is also someone who you can sit back and just talk with about any and everything, your fears.
Someone you can drink with.
Yes, your insecurities, your future goals, and they really be in your corner and not like, oh, here she go about this, here she go about that. Like a friend is really somebody who's rooting for you with like no jealousy, no nothing.
Right. But I also think something that's really important about friendship is I don't need a friend that's a yes man.
Oh my gosh,
I need a friend
who's going to tell you about yourself.
Yes,
like, we have our moments where, let me know if I'm drawing real quick, because this happened.
Yeah. And you be like, yeah, you're drawing. It's you.
Yeah,
it's
I'm like, well, you go sit down somewhere, you stop tripping.
It's you in this situation. But I feel like that's real friendship. You can tell each other about yourselves. It can't be a situation where, oh yeah, girl, you were right, and she was dead wrong. Like, that's not a good friend.
That's not a good friend at all. Or a friend who lets you go outside, you look a hot mess, but they look cute, so they not going to know. Listen, if you look cute, I'm going to look cute.
You need to, look like you're going to the same place.
Yes,
that's important.
You understand. So, hoe. It is a hoe.
So, this is where I'm at with the hoe situation as we have gotten older. I don't necessarily feel like in somebody that slept around with a lot of guys, I feel like it depends.
Because you can sleep around with a lot of guys and be messy about it. Like that.
So I feel like that's where the word hoe comes in at, is the being messy about it. If you minding your business, doing you, okay. But when you start being messy and getting other people involved,
and you messing with the next door neighbor and his cousin and your friend's man, that's when you become a hoe. You're just real messy. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I think more so being a hoe is being messy.
Right, but girls aren't just hoes though. Like guys are hoes too. I mean,
yes,
yeah, and they can be messy with theirs too. But we're going to talk about.
You don't know how to check. No, man. Okay.
We don't know how to.
When you don't know how to check the other one from calling somebody else, that's messy.
Yeah,
guys get to be messy enough. Dudes is messy.
Oh,
sometimes messier.
Like hoes, they don't really care about anybody else. They care about themselves and how they're going to get off and what they're going to get out of the situation, and disregard anybody else's feelings, anybody else's attitudes or beliefs. Like hoes, they really just don't care. Like they don't. Messy hoes really don't care. This is friends versus messy hoes.
Okay, messy hoes.
Yeah, messy hoes. Not hoes. I mean, a hoe is a hoe. No. Okay, fine. So, anyway, have you ever experienced one of your friends being a hoe?
Well, remember when I talked about that little situation with Mike?
Oh, with false love?
Yes.
Oh, God.
So, Mike was my little, my little boo that I was supposed to be messing with anyway. But I wasn't, and that's why. But anyway. So, you know, I had this girl, her and I had become best friends. You know, this is prior to me and Brittany being best friends.
Yeah, she didn't know me then. It wasn't me.
Let's make that very clear. This is not Brittany. So, became friends with this girl, and we became best friends. I mean, like, super close, like, of course, staying in each other's houses, calling each other's mom. Like, I mean, like, super close. Like, I mean, like, when Mike used to do stuff, I mean, I'm, like, on the phone crying with her, like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe he did this to me, you know.
Why would he ever?
I love him. Yes. Yes. Anyhow. So, you know, I'm confiding in her, telling her everything, you know, just really just thinking that she is my best friend. And she's like, oh, it'll get better, you know. He's still into you. It's just, you know, a phase. You know, you're taking advice from your friends and things like that. Well,
whole time, Shorty was sleeping with the dude.
I mean, like.
Did you ever? No, ma. Anyway.
So, come to find out, she was sleeping with him. And let me rewind real quick. I didn't find out that they had slept together multiple times until 2 years later. Yeah, so by the time I find out, I'm like in a completely different relationship. He and I haven't been together for a couple years at this point. But
they were still best friends.
Me and the girl were still best friends. So I think it just was so, my hurt came in with her. Like, that was the hurt piece. That was the heartbroken piece. Like, a guy's gonna be a guy. He's gonna do what he want. He gonna get what he wanna get.
And talk to who he wanna talk to. And if the chick allow
because Mike was a hoe. Let's be clear about that. And he was a messy one.
Yep, messy hoe.
He was.
They don't care.
So I expected certain things from him. Like, okay, yeah, he was gonna sleep. He's up with a couple girls I know. Let's just leave it at that. But he was messy.
But yeah, the messy comes in that you mess with somebody close to home. Like, that was legit my best friend. The one who I just talked to everything about, did everything with, spent so much time with. That's where the messy hoe come in at, because if you disregard anybody's feelings.
They catch the bus at his house.
Whole time they was probably texting and talking on the side. I don't know the ins and outs of that. So
I mean, at some point, I never really found out the truth in either. But what I did find out was that times that, you know, that one of them weren't answering the phone, or, you know, I couldn't find anybody. They were together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very. But
that's not a friend.
No.
Listen, if my friends be like, oh my gosh, he cute, or oh my gosh, I'm interested in him, instantly he is no longer cute to me. Like, I'm no longer interested. Yeah, like, go ahead and do you. If we out and we think the same guy is cute, but you show more interest than I am, all right, he's no longer cute to me. Like, I'm not going after a guy that my friend wants. Like, that's disgusting. That just breaks any code that there is. Girl code, boy code, friend code, whatever code. I'm not with the whole code. So therefore, I'm not talking to nobody that my friend is interested in. I'm not talking to somebody my friend is dating. I'm not talking to anybody that my friend is possibly engaged to. Like, that's just nasty. And that's where the messy hoe come in at, because they just don't care. They do what they want. I don't understand how somebody is interested in somebody else's man. But then, you know, that's where the jealousy part probably comes in it. People are probably jealous of other people's relationships and lives, and they just want it.
Me and Mike didn't have nothing to be jealous of, but anyway.
I mean, you never know if she was interested in Mike before y'all got together. She never said anything. But then again, she should have kept that to herself and never messed with him.
Like, I don't... No, like, I agree with you. Like, she should have never messed with him. Like, it's just... No. You should have left the situation alone. Once... Even if she was interested in him before he and I started dating... And
she should have said something, but then that's where people go wrong.
Yeah, but I think that's it too. I feel like you should be honest. So if we're out and I'm like, oh, he's cute, and you're like, oh, I think he's cute too. then I feel like, okay, either we can both fall back or we can see like who's more interested. But I don't think it doesn't even have to be a competition thing. But I think like if everybody's interested in the same person, then maybe that person should just be off limits.
Yeah.
Like completely. But I think speaking up and being honest about who people are interested in is real.
Right.
Like,
but then the other thing is like when you're friends with somebody, you're friends with them for a long time, y'all sometimes really don't have the same taste. So it's just kind of like, well, when did this become your taste? When did this become your style? When did all of this happen?
I mean, I think the salty part kind of became, for me, is just like, he was for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's where I should have took the hint early on. It was like, okay, like he was for everybody. But that's why I said my hurt piece in the whole situation was like, if I cry to you about him and then you still sleep with him afterwards.
Yeah, like how do you even do that with that on your mind? Like, let me bang you out real quick and then call her back and we can talk about you.
Yeah, while she's crying over you.
And I'll just fantasize what we just did.
While she's thinking that you're sleeping with somebody else and I'm like, you're not, but it's really low-key.
Right. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out if one of my friends, I guess, I don't know, but if they slept with my ex. I mean, I felt like they did, but I mean, that's probably something that the two of them are going to take to their grave. You know, when you have that feeling about your friend, you kind of probably just need to just fall back from them.
From the friend, right?
Yeah. Like, there's never a time that somebody should be chilling with your current boyfriend or your ex and you never know about it. Even if y'all broke up. You're my friend. You don't owe them any loyalty. So why are you still talking to them? You shouldn't be talking to them anymore. You should be going ahead about your business. And if they hit you up, like, what you want? I used to tell my ex-friends all the time, oh, Britt, you stop messing with us. Y'all ain't my friends.
Remember, it's important to remember how you all became connected.
Yes.
If you became connected through me and then I break up with them, like, you're done with them.
Yes, completely
They're
done.
like over here somewhere. They have to find new friends.
Yes. Like, his friends are his friends, and your friends are your friends.
Yes.
In a breakup, in a togetherness, whatever. They're his friends, and these are your friends. And y'all literally keep it just like that.
Well, wait. I do have one other question. What happens when you guys meet through a mutual friend? How does that work?
I still feel like your loyalty lies with that one person that you were friends with.
No. Give me my question. If I have a friend, if I'm like, oh, let me introduce you to so-and-so, this is my friend, right? And then you start dating my friend, but like I'm friends with that person and I'm friends with you. Like,
you already know I'm going to make you choose me. So you can't ask me.
Fine, that was a bad example. That was completely a bad example.
You're going to have to choose me over them. But then I'll be like, and you've only known them for how long? No, like all that's going to come into play. No.
So, okay, so let me go back to the situation with, my former best friend and Mike. And so when I find out that, they had sex, when I found out that Mike and my best friend had sex, the best friend and I had another really close friend, another best friend in common. And, it was brought up to me that, how did I disregard everybody in the situation except for the other best friend that her and I had in common. And I was like, because I didn't feel like it was fair to ask that person to choose.
But my thing is, I don't know.
So I feel like you're putting, you have mutual friends.
Yes, and
I feel like,
but I also, you already know I live by that whole, like, loyal stuff. Like, that's just how I am. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't live like that. If I was that mutual friend, I would have told you. That's bullcrap. Because that mutual friend sat on that for 2 years. And then when you found out, wanted to cry with you. You don't get to cry with me because you weren't crying when it happened. You knew 2 years. 2 years.
So let me be clear about this.
That's not a friend. That is not a friend. That is not a friend. A friend does not sell information like that. That's bullcrap. So just being clear about that situation. So many people knew before I knew. I was like literally the last person. Exactly, but that so one mutual friend, she wanted to cry with you when you found out. No, forget that. It's not about choosing who you get to still be friends with and who you don't get to still be friends with. And if you want to stop talking to your best friend and keep talking to everybody else. I think everybody in that situation was wrong because everybody knew and still was smiling in your face.
Casey.
That's bullcrap. Not one person out of that whole group said anything to you. I would be that one person because I would want somebody to tell me. You would still lovey-dovey with him afterwards. And all them knew.
Yeah.
So y'all let him play in my face like that?
For years.
My false love played in my face.
But and I think that's the important part too, to like go back on, like, as far as the guy situation, typically when they do it, it's the false love. But as far as the girl or the young love, yeah, they can play in your face too. Yeah. But I think as far as the friend situation, so when I finally find out and her and I like talk about it, because clearly someone else had to tell me. She never like told me. I had to kind of like confront her about the situation. Like, okay, so this is what I heard, and just kind of coming to you like, what happened? Like, is this a rumor? Someone lying? Like, what happened? And she basically was like, I spent the last 2 years trying to be the best friend I could to you to make up for the situation.
You didn't forget that part in that note, huh?
I was like, y'all like lied to me for 2 years. Like, she's like, no, I tried to be the best friend I could to make up for what I did. And I'm like, you can't make up for that. I feel like the heartbreaking part in the whole situation for me was the fact that I trusted her so much. Like, that moment was the end of our friendship, the end of our relationship. Like, it's done, it's over. If we see each other now, it's like in passing, and it's like, hey, how are you? How have you been? But I think the thing that was so crazy about it is that when those kind of situations happen to you, they cause so many, it's a ripple effect. Yeah. So everyone else in the circle, I'm like not close to anymore either. I stopped being friends with so many people. Brittany was the only person that didn't know about the situation. So like to this day, Brittany's my only friend. No, like seriously.
And when I found out, I was like kind of cool with the girl. Cause I was new to the school. But then when I found out, I was kind of like, that's not my lifestyle. So I kind of like pulled back from chilling with her and stuff like that. And I continued to like keep my loyalty to Blair or whatever, unlike the rest of them. But I was just like, that shit, to me, you just don't do that. You don't do that to your friend. You don't do that to somebody that you're close to. And I can't see it, but all right, it happened once. You ain't learned after the once. You kept going back for more. That's what got me. You kept going back. So you ain't, how much of a friend were you? That's a messy hoe.
Yeah.
It's a messy hoe.
Yeah, I feel like, and then it's so even from being friends with Brittany, like after the whole situation and not really being friends with anybody else, it still even turned to like female friends that I came in contact with after that. Like, listen, we not doing the whole like hanging out with my boyfriend.
She don't know how to make friends.
I don't. But because of that situation, like I have like major trust issues with other females. Like,
you don't think it has anything to do with you mean?
I am mean, but I feel like it's more, I think it's more bad, but whatever. I think that, but like, so even to the extent that like friends, like after that situation, like, no, like we don't hang out with my boyfriend.
Right.
Like my friends hang out over here, and my boyfriend, me and my boyfriend go over there.
Right. Even
because of this situation though.
Even though like even with my ex and like your, when he was your boyfriend at the time or whatever, I would be like, yo, I just talked to so-and-so, or she would tell me, yo, I just talked to so-and-so, but we were talking about like birthday plans or like trip plans or something like that. There was never a time that I talked to her boyfriend at the time and she never knew about it.
Yeah.
Like there's never a time.
We don't come to that. Yeah. We've grown to that place because to help me gain trust.
And even before I call or text, I'll shoot her a text like, yo, I'm about to call so and so real quick, but it's to talk about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Like, and I keep all receipts and stuff, so like you can't, because who she like is not who I like, and who I like is not who she like. So
we don't have the same taste in guys.
No, and even if we did, like I'm rooting for the best for her, as if she rooting for the best for me. So I would never want to come on her downfall and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sleep with him. How do girls look at other girls' dudes and be like, ooh, I want that? That's because they want your situation, not knowing your situation, not knowing if that person beats you up, not knowing if that person is mentally
Went
abusive.
straight for domestic violence.
I'm
That's a
just
lot.
saying people want other people's situations,
They
not
do.
knowing.
I do. I
Not
agree with
knowing the behind the scenes. Y'all could take so many pictures on lovey dovey and then you probably just got cursed out on the way to the event.
But I think part of that also is for females is when you run into your friends like, oh, that was the best I ever had, and da da da. I feel like certain things about your relationship have to be kept in your relationship.
Yeah.
I do. I feel like that plays a part in it too.
Yeah. But
When
you
you're
also
running
gotta know your friend. Like you do.
I
You
thought I did. I did.
That
No,
part.
like genuinely, I thought I did. Like I didn't. I could have bet money on anybody at like in my circle at that time. I promise you, she was the last one that I ever would have thought.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how people could just do that to people. Like there's really something wrong with humanity. Like you listen to me cry and talk about this person all the time. Lo and behold, you sleeping with them. Like,
But I think it's but I agree with you. I think that's where the messiness comes in. It's because you're so worried about what you want.
yeah, and
There's no concern for another person. So I feel like genuine friendship has a level of love to it and a level of unselfishness to it.
Yeah.
That is important.
Right. And genuine friendship literally comes from selflessness.
Yeah.
It literally comes from like you don't think twice about having to jump up in the middle of the night and going to go pick your friend up because they're stranded somewhere, or helping them out because they need financial help, even if it's with the smallest thing, quick as gas money, and then I'm gonna run it back to you. You don't even ask for it back. Like genuine friendship, like it's understood. You don't have to explain it.
Yeah, they whole like, are you hungry? I don't have no money. I didn't ask you that. We're going to eat.
Like real
Let's
crap.
go.
Like if you have to explain your friendship to somebody, y'all not really friends. If you have to like, Blair used to come in my house and put our alarm code in and sit in the house and just wait for me. I used to go to Blair's house all the time and wait for her after school with her nan and sitting there just chilling. Like you don't, when you have a good friend and you know you have a good friend, then don't treat them wrong. Like don't be rude to them. Don't decide to push them to the side. Oh, I can't stand when females push their friends to the side when they get a new dude. That irks my soul. Like you have to know how to have friends in a relationship. You have to know how to have friends outside of a relationship. If you don't know how to have friends outside of a relationship, that's horrible. That's horrible. Everybody needs a friend. I don't trust anybody who doesn't have one friend.
Yeah,
one. Everybody needs one friend. If you don't have
you're more social than I am. We're not even going to go there.
who? You know I'm like the shyest person ever.
You're way more friends.
Yeah, but those are like over years. I moved 50 million times. That was over the years. Like, but literally, I don't trust anybody who doesn't have one friend. One.
Everybody.
But outside of me, I'm the only high school friend. You have college friends.
Yeah, I know. I have more.
Yeah.
But not having high school friends literally came
Resulted
from that situation.
I mean, because you would have came out with more high school friends.
I definitely would have, but because of that situation, everybody kind of had to like get to that.
But yeah, so I don't know. You gotta have at least one. Like one person that you can talk to and confide in. Like if you don't, I feel like there's something wrong with that person. If that person doesn't have one friend and everybody else around them has a friend, there's something wrong. Check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself.
All right.
So that is the end of this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys next time.